So, James Gunn announces his follow up to Superman titled Man of Tomorrow, which is slated for a July 9th, 2027 release. We're also going to talk about the Emmy wins that the Penguin got, DC's Penguin on HBO Max. They are racking up the Emmy nominations as we speak, and they already won 8 of them. We are also going to get into the true numbers about Superman. Is it really a box office success or is it a flop? Let's talk about it on the debrief. All right, welcome to the debrief, everybody. I am your host, Sergeant Murtaugh. Of course, you know my name. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss a single update from this Lethal Geeks podcast. All right, we're going to jump right into it. So this article I pulled up comes from Variety. It is dated September 3rd, 2025. Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, sets July 2027 release date. David Cornsweet will dust off his red trunk soon as a sequel to James Gunn's summer hit Superman will fly into theaters no less than 2 years from now. Director and DC Films co-head James Gunn took to social media on Wednesday to announce an official title and release date for the project, Superman, Man of Tomorrow. And it will hit theaters July 9th, 2027. In his announcement, he included a comic book image of Superman standing next to Lex Luthor in his war suit, and there's a pretty clear signal that he'll continue to focus on the Lex Luthor antipathy, between him and how he feels about the Man of Steel or Superman, Dave Cornsweet Superman. In DC Comics, Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult in the film, creates a suit in order to match Superman's strength and abilities. It seems that after the failure of his plan to use a clone of Superman and it defeated him in Gunn's last film, Luthor has decided that he needs to cut out the middleman and get the job done himself.
You want something done? Do it yourself.
So this film is basically going to be sort of a follow-up to Superman, but not exactly a sequel to Superman, because as James Gunn indicated, Peacemaker Season 2 is a prequel to Man of Tomorrow. Either way, the language is murky. How I feel about that, I honestly don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
This Superman film proved to be this year's, in my opinion, just like the rest of the other films, a flop. Fantastic Four, as much as I loved it, it flopped. Superman is no different. And we're going to get into those numbers here pretty quick here. But as for the follow-up, what do you folks think? Do you think that this is a legit start to his DCU and Zaslav has that kind of faith in him? Or do you think this is another desperate attempt a la Walter Hamada 2.0?
Don't you know history repeats itself?
A similar thing happened with Walter Hamada when he was in charge of then called DC Films. Just on the, I want to say the tail end of where his contract was getting ready to expire, Walter Hamada pushed out a slate full of films, and I think the producer was Peter Safran also. But he pushed out a whole bunch of stuff, everything from Birds of Prey and Shazam. He pushed out all of that before he actually left.
It's my agenda for you.
This seems like a similar situation, in my opinion, because here it is. We have James Gunn's contract about to expire. I think this is the end of 2026. And then here he is pushing a whole bunch of stuff out. He's in charge of DC Studios. He's writing and directing everything. So he gets to pretty much make what he wants, at least until the contract expires or the rumored sale is going to happen. Now, from what I'm hearing, I think it's Paramount that's actually circling right now.
Make them an offer they can't refuse.
I'll get more information on that. But in the meantime, that's what looks to be happening right now is he's selling a bunch, or he's making a bunch of stuff, getting it pushed out before either his contract expires or they sell, or both.
Sell.
My opinion, I think it's a desperate attempt on his end because he knows that his contract is up. This is the only way he's going to be to make sure that he has a lasting legacy on DC. It was what he always wanted. This is the reason why this man wears so many hats. He doesn't want to just be better than Zack Snyder or Christopher Nolan or even Kevin Feige. He wants to be the best, period.
The best.
In other DC news, it seems that the Penguin, DC's Penguin on HBO Max, has picked up 8 Emmy nominations. Excuse me, 8 Emmy wins, and there's nominations continuing. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article. This one here is from comicbookmovie.com. It says, ahead of the main primetime Emmy Awards taking place on Sunday, September 14th, the Creative Arts Emmy Awards were held last night at Peacock Theater, Los Angeles, California. As previously covered, HBO's The Penguin amassed a staggering 24 Emmy nominations back in July, with the potential award recipients were first notified about the coveted honor. The number of award categories at the Emmys has increased over the years, and ever since 2016, the award ceremony has unfolded over 2 nights. First up, this year's Creative Arts Emmy Award, which were held last night at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles, California. There will be more Creative Emmy Awards handed out tonight ahead of the main award ceremony on September 14th. With one night already under wraps, there are a number of shows already celebrating a massive number of wins, including the Colin Farrell-led spinoff of The Batman. The show has already secured 8 wins and is poised to take up many more between tonight's festivities and televised ceremony next Sunday. So just to kind of give you a brief overview of what it means to take DC seriously. So these so far are the Emmys that that the Penguin has taken home, and there's 8, and that's huge, by the way. Best original score, best special visual effects, best sound mixing, best sound editing, best contemporary costumes, best prosthetic makeup. They made Colin Farrell look, he was fired as a Penguin. Best contemporary makeup, of course, and best contemporary hairstyling.
Damn!
With 16 more nominations to go, basically. So as far as DC winning on that side of it, when DC is taken seriously and the characters are taken seriously, these are the results. Now, I know that may not mean a lot to a lot of people, these shows winning Emmys, but it means a lot to the people that make these TV shows, because it kind of shows that they take this stuff seriously. It shows that DC in its more serious tone and its more serious light can be watched. I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, the Penguin got 3.2 or 3.4 million views in like the first, I want to say like 4 days or 6 days or something like that, versus Peacemaker season 2's 787,000.
Not even close.
Those numbers matter, people. In other DC news, I want to go ahead and talk about Superman's actual box office results. Okay, so on Twitter,
Pull.
yep, that cesspool called Twitter, I had to school a whole bunch of folks on why numbers matter and why, for some reason, they don't think that these numbers matter, but they do. I'll go ahead and explain. So these are not exact numbers, by the way, but I'm going to go ahead and read this chart, and then you guys can leave your comments there and tell me what you think about this. We'll go ahead and start with Man of Steel's box office. So Man of Steel amassed a worldwide total box office of $670 million. This was back in 2013. This was when tickets were right around averaging $8 per ticket, with a combination of all that making $670 million at the box office. Now, while WB didn't laud that as a success, actually it is a success when you really think about it. Let's fast forward to Superman 2025. Makes probably between, right now, I think it's sitting between 612 million and 620 million, right? Okay, $16 a ticket. Keep in mind that inflation number matters, because $8 versus $16.
He's out of line, but he's right.
It made somewhere around $612 to $620 million on that, with 35 million tickets sold. See what the math is right there? It got over $500 million. So it looks good, right? On paper, it looks good, but you're forgetting one little thing: the overseas. Now, I don't know when that suddenly overseas didn't become a factor. Oh yeah, I know, that's right, when James Gunn came in.
Yo, James Gunn.
And when Zack Snyder left, suddenly overseas numbers don't matter. They sold 47 million less tickets than Man of Steel. So I want you to do the math in your head. That 47 million people that didn't buy tickets Do you know who they were?
Yes, that was us.
Wow.
They were Snyder fans. The very fans that keep getting scolded, the very fans that keep getting talked about, ridiculed, all because they wanted a universe finished that was never finished. So I want you to think about that number. 47 million less sold. Those are all Snyder fans. Almost guaranteed. Now, let me give you another number. If they had 47 million people on their side, they would have made an extra, you ready for this? Besides the 620 million they already made in theater, $752 million with those extra 47 million Snyder fans on their ticket.
You guys came in $53 million lower than the nearest competition.
Motherfucker!
Add 752 million to 620. You know what number you come up with? You guessed it. $1.3 billion.
1 billion, gajillion, fifillion, million. Yeah.
That is what the studio would have made had the fans been united and James Gunn was able to get both his fans and Snyder fans on his side. The reason for James Gunn's Superman success is, like I said, on paper, is the inflated prices. That's how they were able to get over $600 million.
It's all a fugazi. You know what a fugazi is?
Fugazi, it's a fake.
Yeah, fugazi. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist.
1.3 billion, not because the film was a success. If tickets were still $8 then and he only sold 35 million tickets, that would have been way less than Man of Steel. I think that would have been right around like maybe 400 or 500, barely $500 million in the theater.
And gentlemen, unlike women, numbers don't lie.
What does all of this mean? Someone told me that this is a success. I'm going to tell you how it's not a success. Now, remember, on paper, Superman should have made at least $787 to $850 million. That's just a break even. Now, what does WBD get back? Let's do the math again. 225 was the budget. I'm not done. 150 to 200 million was the marketing budget. And I don't care what anybody says. The marketing budget was not tied into the production budget. Those are two different things. So notice that WBD omitted that part of it. And they keep omitting the actual marketing budget.
What are you hiding?
Maybe someday we'll find out what that actually is. So I'm being generous, and I'll say it cost $375 million to make this film total, right? And that's me being generous. If you take $375 million minus 612, let's just say that's the box office, they are left with what they made at the theater, including what you got to give to the theater and overseas, $237 million. So that's, we'll call that profit for now. But we got to split that in half now.
Oh.
So we got to take that 237 and we got to give half of it to the theater. That is $118 million.
But wait, there's more.
After you split it in half and give the theater their $118.50 and you keep your $118.50 WBD, 40% of that, not half of that, 40% goes to overseas. So overseas will get $47.40. So that's $47 million. And then WBD will get $71 million. $375 million, which was the budget, including marketing. Don't care what anybody says. It's probably higher than that. $375 million is what they spent. $71 million is what they got back. You know how much the profit loss is for WBD? $304 million. Those numbers aren't exact, but where I come from, that's called a flop.
We have a flop.
I don't care what anybody says, that's a flop. But what do you guys think, man? Drop your comments down there below, man. What do you think about this Man of Tomorrow announcement? I know how I feel about it. I really don't care about it. I'm not going to watch anything DC related anymore. I'm done with DC. They don't take the characters seriously. They don't take this property seriously. So it just won't be something that I'm going to watch. What do you guys think about the Penguin winning 8 Emmys so far with possibly 18 or 19 more to go? I think it is a well-deserved achievement for a DC TV show. It was a fantastic TV show. All of the actors and actresses, they were really, really on. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe. We're on our way to 10K, and I'm through.